Your condition described your situation, but it did not define your worth. Sometimes life places people in difficult positions, but honorable people know how to look beyond the position and still see the person. Bernice Taliaferro here. Welcome back to the Psalm 42 Gathering Place as we continue our journey through the book of Ruth. And tonight, we begin with Ruth's response to Boaz after he acknowledged God as her source of favor and provision. Ruth says, quote, "May I continue to find favor in your eyes, my Lord. You have put me at ease by speaking kindly to your servant, though I do not have the standing of one of your servants," unquote. Whew. In this moment, Ruth is comforted, grateful, humble, included, and yet still aware of her outsider status. This line immediately stands out. You have put me at ease, quote unquote. You know that feeling when you walk into a room and deep down you start to feel out of place? And then it clicks. And you ask yourself laughingly, because you know, what I do? Exist? Person can't even exist. My God. Lord, this one is on you. And you have to laugh and let people take that issue up with God. That's all you can do. Sometimes your very existence make people uncomfortable. Seriously though, most people know this feeling all too well, because you can be invited somewhere and still not be accepted. That's why Ruth's words carry so much emotional weight. When she says to Boaz, "You have put me at ease," ease is deeply connected to peace, and peace is built on trust. My God. But trust does not appear randomly. Trust is built on communication. And communication is more than words. Communication is tone, consistency, behavior, integrity, and follow through. Do your words match your actions? And do your actions confirm your words? Because Boaz told Ruth he had heard all about her before he even met her. His comments spoke the language of respect, and his actions showed honor. Wow. Because many times people hear what we say, but our behavior tells the real story. People recognize warmth, but they also feel coldness. They recognize sincerity, but they can spot inconsistency too. They can distinguish respect, but they can discern tension. They notice when a smile is on the face, but never reaches the eyes. Words that sound kind, but actions that feel distant. People know when they're being tolerated and not embraced. My God. And this is why Boaz's character matters so much, because Ruth did not merely hear kind words. She experienced it through his honor. Boaz's words, tone, protection, consistency, and generosity all communicated the same message to Ruth. You are welcome here. And you know, his respect for her created trust. Yes, respect is the foundation of trust. And this is where the story becomes even deeper. Boaz did not merely notice Ruth's condition. He saw her. Not just a widow, a foreigner, a poor woman gleaning in a field. No, his response revealed that he recognized her. Her sacrifice, her loyalty, courage, faithfulness, her very character. That's right. That's why trust began forming in that field. Because people trust more deeply when they feel seen and understood, respected, and emotionally safe. Boaz acknowledged Ruth's condition without trying to make it her identity. Her condition described her situation, but it did not define her worth. Truthfully, almost everyone has experienced some version of feeling out as the outsider, entering spaces cautiously, feeling like they don't belong and trying to function while aware of being different. That's why Ruth resonates so deeply because many people know what it feels like to be invited, but really not be accepted. But Boaz's honor created something different, not merely provision, but peace. Before Ruth ever received abundance, she received rest. Because covenant environments create safety, dignity, clarity, peace, and honorable inclusion, not confusion, instability, and emotional chaos. And maybe that's why this story still speaks so deeply, because covenant is not sustained merely by emotion. Covenant is sustained by character, and character builds trust. And truthfully, this message challenges all of us to ask a deeper question. Does our behavior and our communication speak the same language? Does it relay the same message? Does it tell people you are welcome here? Because people know the difference. They know when kindness is genuine, honor is authentic, warmth is real, and respect is present. Human beings can feel when acceptance is sincere. And maybe someone listening tonight has allowed rejection, struggle, loss, outsider status, and difficult seasons to make you feel that you or have forgotten your worth. But the story of Ruth reminds us of something beautiful. Your condition may describe your situation, but it does not define your value. And honorable people know how to preserve dignity because they realize what they're giving is not nearly as important as how people feel receiving from us when they are in a vulnerable position. I'll see you next time, right here on the Psalm 42 Gathering Place. God bless you.